Hi guys, this is Vineet, and in today's video we will discuss about concepts of database states in SQL Server. So before we proceed ahead, please go through these points. So first point is I would request you guys to please watch the video till the end to gain better clarity of the concept, and if possible for you, please watch the video twice. And I would suggest you to perform exercises in your lab environment. Do not touch the production environments. Whatever examples are mentioned in this tutorial should be conducted in the test environment and with the test databases. And third point is that we would like to know your thoughts regarding our video, so please share your comments. In case you need the PDF copy of the notes, what I would suggest you is to please subscribe to my channel. There's a subscribe button below this video. Click on that button, and once you click on that button, a bell icon will get highlighted. Click on that bell icon, select all notifications to get notifications regarding my future videos. Once you subscribe to my channel, please take a screenshot like the one I've given as an example at the bottom. So the screenshot indicates to me that you have subscribed to my channel. Send me that screenshot indicating the proof of your subscription, that you have subscribed to my channel, and which will also show me the name of my channel along with the video name. So once I receive your email, I will check the video name and send you the PDF notes of that particular video. Send your email to vermavane@gmail.com. Now let's move ahead, and today's topic is concept of database states in SQL Server. Let's quickly go to our notes. So let me select the pen type. Let's take a pointer pen. Okay, so today we will discuss concepts of database states in SQL Server. So at any particular point in time, a database states in one specific state. So there are various states associated with the database, but at any particular one point of time, a database only stays in one particular state. So as an example, we can say the states include the online state is one of the state, the offline state is one of the states, and to verify the current state of the database, what we can do, we can use the state description column and the sys databases catalog view. So let me show you as an example. So for example, we have a database worldwide importers, and I want to see the I want to see the state of all the databases in my system. What I can do is I can write up a new query. So I can do a select star from sys.databases. So the column I'm interested in is state underscore description. So I can take it as the first column here. So if I run this, it is showing me the states, which is online for almost all the databases, including the system databases and our user databases. So worldwide importers is online, sample DB is online, remove test copy is online, and my DB is also online. So this is how you can check the current state of the databases by querying the sys databases catalog view. Now let's get back. One way is to use this. Another way you can view the status of the database is via the database properties X function. So I had instructed the use of this function in one of my previous videos, so you can check that out, how to use that function. That can also be used to view the state of the databases, and there's a status property in the output, you can check it out. Now let's talk about the various database states. So far we have seen that all of our databases are in online state, but yeah, there are various other states associated with our databases. So first one is the online, which we have just seen. So which basically indicates that database is available for access, and it also indicates that your primary file group is online. So primary file group basically contains the database startup information, So if your database is online, it also indicates that your primary file group is online. And next status is offline, which basically indicates that your database is unavailable. And why does a database becomes offline or comes into offline state? A database becomes offline by explicit user action. So either a particular user has made that database offline, and it remains in offline state until additional user action is taken. So whenever a user puts the database in offline state, it remains in that state unless a particular user takes the database out of that offline state. And here is an example. A database may be taken offline in order to move a file to a new disk. So for example, if we are doing any kind of file movement of database to another drive, so in those scenarios, sometimes the system administrator takes the database offline while the file movement is taking place, and after the file movement is complete, the database he brings back the database online, and the database is then brought back online after the move has been completed. It is what I'm mentioning a few minutes back. So yeah, so the movement is after this movement is completed, the system administrator can bring back the database online. Now the third state is restoring, and moreover the states are indicated along with the brackets right next to a database name. So if it's online state is not explicitly mentioned, but if database are in another state, then it will show against the database that it is in offline or restoring or suspect state. So for example, let me show you how you can take database offline and bring back online. So if I want to take worldwide importers offline, just right click on it, go to task, take it offline, and click OK. Now the database worldwide importers will go into offline state. Maybe it will give us an error that your database is in use, so maybe that's why it will not allow us. So what I can do, I can close it here. It has an open connection, so right now after I've closed off the query window, the database is now in offline state. I can bring it back online by right clicking on it and go to tasks and bring it online. So right now it's bringing the database online, so database is online now. This is basically done by system administrator for various purposes, like moving disk files or something. And during the disk movement, the file movement, he can keep database in the offline state, but later on brings the database online when the disk file movement is completed. So the next state is the restoring state, which indicates one or more files of primary file group are being restored. So if a database is in restoring state, that is basically an indication that one of your primary database file group files are being restored. Or it also indicates that one or more secondary files are being restored offline. The database is unavailable. So this state also indicates that your database is unavailable and the files are still being restored into the database. So once the restoration operation is complete, the database comes into the online state. Next state is the recovering state. Previous was the restoring one. This one is recovering state. So it basically indicates that database is being recovered. The recovering process is a transient state. What do we mean by the transient state? Is that the database will automatically become alive or online if the recovery succeeds. So the recovering state indicates that your database is recovering, and when that recovery is complete, your database will automatically become online. And if by chance recovery fails, the database will become suspect. So If that recover operation fails, then database comes into the suspect state, and in suspect state the database is unavailable to the user. Another state is recovery pending. Earlier one was recovering, so which was indicating that database is still being recovered. The recovery pending state, what does it indicate? Let's go through that. So SQL Server has encountered a resource related error during recovery. So maybe it has not found any resource during the recovery process. So at that point in time it comes into the recovery pending state. SQL Server has encountered a resource related error during the recovery. The database is not damaged, so this state does not indicate that your database is damaged. So at this point the database is not damaged, but files may be missing, or the system resource limitations may be preventing it from starting. So there could be two conditions that brings the database in recovery pending state is that one of your resources are offline, so some of the files may be missing. Resources can be files, so they may be missing. Another limitation can be some system resource limitations that may be preventing your database from starting. The database is unavailable in this state. User cannot access the databases, and additional actions by the user is required to resolve the error and let the recovery process be completed. So once the recovery process is completed, your database comes into the online state. Another state is the suspect state. So the database comes into suspect state when your recovering operation fails. So let's discuss about this suspect state. So which basically indicates that at least the primary file group is suspect. So this state indicates that your primary file group is suspect and may be damaged. It also indicates that your primary file group may be damaged. The database cannot be recovered during startup of SQL Server. So when a SQL Server starts, the database cannot be recovered during that time, during the startup of SQL Server. So the database goes into the suspect state, and in this state the database is not available to the user, and additional actions are required by the user to bring the database back online by resolving the problems. Now let's talk about the last state, which is the emergency state. Now user has changed the database and set the status to emergency. Let me see if there's such state as emergency in the task options. So take offline is there. So let's leave it for now, but yeah, database can be bring into the emergency mode as well. That is one of the operation. So user the emergency state indicates that your user has changed the database and set the status to emergency, and the database is in single user mode and may be repaired or being restored. So the database can be in single user mode and may be repaired or restored. The database is marked as read only. So whenever a database is put in single user mode and is being repaired or restored, the database is marked read only. The logging is disabled on those databases, and access is limited to the member of sysadmin fixed role server roles. And emergency is primarily used for troubleshooting purposes. We'll talk about this state in detail later in our next video. I will create a separate video dedicated to this state. Alright, and basically what we need to remember is that this state is being primarily used for troubleshooting purposes. And let's take an example of that emergency state. So example is that a database is marked as suspect, can be set to the emergency state. So whenever a database come into a suspect state, we can mark those databases in the emergency state, and that could permit the system administrator read-only access to a database. So when it was done, when we bring data to the emergency state, when we see the database in suspect state, so at that time it gives us an option to put the database in emergency state. So that is basically done by the system administrator to bring the if a system administrator wants that he only needs the read-only access at that time to a database, he can put the database in the emergency state from the suspect state. Only members of the sysadmin fixer roles can set a database to the emergency state. Not any other person or the user of the database can put the database into emergency state. So guys, we are done with this topic, the database states. What we have discussed is we have discussed about various database states, given you their description. We have discussed about online, offline, restoring, recovering, recovery pending, suspect, and emergency data states. And I hope you liked this video. If you really liked it, please click on the like button. Do comment on this video and share this video with your friends, and also please guys go ahead and subscribe to my channel. There's a subscribe button below. Click on that button and you will get a bell icon. Click on that bell icon, select all notifications to get notifications regarding all my future videos. I thank you so much for your time on this video, and you have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.